You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Archer After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Archer After Show.
What is up, Archer watchers? Bing is for doing. We're doing a new AFTERBUZZ episode for Archer. It's season 4, episode 8. Coyote Lovely.
Right on.
See what they did there? They took a Coyote Ugly.
Right.
Yeah. But since the woman was quite voluptuous and beautiful, they made it Coyote. It's a play on words. Hey, everyone. I'm Greg Goodness.
I'm John Barrett.
And I'm Scott Moore.
And behind us, you'll see legit.
Not Archer.
Yeah. We're having a few technical difficulties here, but that's okay. You know what? It was
I just need to catch up on legit, guys.
Yeah, so we're just
I'm
gonna
killing
watch
two
that
birds with
here.
one stone.
It was a great episode of Archer. There, we have the show. We don't need to talk about it anymore.
All right, now we're just gonna watch legit, and you're gonna watch
guys.
it.
So wow, this episode. Let's dive right on into it and state the obvious. A lot of racism.
Lana hates immigrants, huh?
Right.
We learned a lot today about Lana.
She qualifies it. She says she hates illegal immigrants. So
the overburdened healthcare system.
Right, because they're not paying taxes, et cetera, et cetera. So that lends itself to say that Lana is not anti-immigrant. She's not a xenophobe. She's just anti-people coming over the border illegally. Now, she doesn't say that.
No.
But it's America, so we just imply it.
That was one of my favorite. It's like, which, by the way, you're looking for terrorists, and not to be racist, but these aren't the people you're looking for. You don't. We're in America now. You just imply it.
I feel like that should be the new slogan for America.
Yes, God bless America. That should be it right there.
We should
America, where our racism is only implied.
We got to scratch off the give me you're tired, you're poor, you're hungry, you're me. You have to put up, welcome to America. You just imply it now. So get ready for that.
Although I did like the sign in the episode, which you pointed out there, the welcome to the USA, where more fence coming soon.
Coming soon.
They hit the only realm of fence there. Apt, very very rapturous social commentary that we have going on this episode.
Yeah, there was a lot going on.
I feel like it's important to make the distinction, though. This wasn't like a racist episode in the sense of like it's more calling attention to the idea of racism and our perceptions of racism.
Right. Also, the two Border Patrol agents were sort of portrayed as bumbling rednecks.
Right.
Who also might have been having a
little bit of blowjob action going
partners
on.
in more sense than the word there.
I don't think there was a maybe. I think that was like there was definitely some sucking of dong going on there. I mean, there was
more than implied. That's true.
Yeah.
It was more than implied.
When he's all like and like coming up with licking his lips or whatever, there was some really disturbing social cue there.
Yeah, his head popped up there when we first were introduced to these two.
Right.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot going on with social commentary between like the immigration stuff and that and all over the place.
I think they were able to get away with it, and why it didn't feel like this is like a bad place to go to is because no one was spared in this episode. You have, people who are crossing over into the border illegally, and they're conforming to certain stereotypes because Archer is forcing them into a situation.
Right, they all, Archer forces them to all pile into the back of a station wagon.
Right, and share Doritos, which someone isn't
For those of you who aren't racist like Greg, it's a common stereotype that Hispanic families are large and pile into the backs of station wagons.
Right.
And eat Doritos.
I guess. Listen, white people love Doritos.
That's right.
I love
Does
Doritos
not
more
love
than I've
Doritos.
ever loved any one person.
John would murder his whole family for a fun-sized bag of Cooler Ranch.
If I thought a fun-sized bag of Cooler Ranch that was due me would be taken from me, I would kill my family to avoid that situation. Yes. That's what you're getting at, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's why the little abuela there shot up the Border Patrol agency cars because they were coming for the Doritos.
She wants her damn Doritos.
And nobody.
I also love
them
the
away from her.
That's right. I love the subtlety of the. It's not even that subtle, but they animated the orange
Dorito dust.
Dorito dust
Yeah,
all
the
over
Dorito dust
her.
on her face. Yes, that was brilliant.
Oh man,
I love that.
Also, the names were really great. Lupe. What were some of the other names? Lupe is my favorite name
Ever?
Yeah. Well, my favorite Hispanic caricature name.
Okay, yeah. So if you're going to have a car full of characters together, then you're on board with one of those characters being Lupe.
Yeah, Lupe would be the old Hispanic lady. Rufus would be the pimpy black dude. Seamus would be the Irish guy.
Oh, which was great. They had his tat.
Yeah, they had the Seamus tat.
Just a little bit peeking out there from that.
And an Italian dude named Daniel.
Okay.
Daniel.
I just think that's a really Italian or a really Canadian name. What?
I was like,
I'm
that's
really
not Italian. But all right.
I'm tripping balls, guys.
We'll go with that.
So we have the car full of border crossing
Border hopping
immigrants.
Mexicans.
Yep. We have the redneck border patrol agents.
And we have Lana and Cyril being whatever that the most horrible. That was the most racist stereotype I think of a vacationing white family. And Cyril wearing his Hawaiian
shirt.
Right.
Yeah, and she's got it's from the there it is right now. It's from the 60s with her, big sunglasses and her whatever it's called, the scarf around the
right,
head.
the Jackie O.
Yeah, the Jackie O look,
scarf.
exactly.
To be fair though, they may actually be in the 60s. We never quite.
That's true because we're never quite in.
Yeah, we're
real
in
time here. We got the
time
KGB
zone limbo.
and all kinds of craziness going on. But and I thought it was interesting too because at the beginning when they go back and they're talking to Mallory and they're all beat up, you just assume something happened with the bad guys. But as we find out, it wasn't from the bad guys at all. It was from Archer, which I thought was very interesting.
White people getting scared and beating each other up. Racism. Okay. Also, we got one last bit of racism in there at the end in the helicopter scene with a word that I dare not repeat on the air, but it has a double meaning, whatever, for a secret agent, and I'm just going to stop talking there. But it was really, really great to watch that scene play out.
He's right here.
And you're doing a great job. You're beautiful. And whatever you're doing with that morphine is
Keep
just...
it up.
Keep it coming.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, that was really great.
I don't know. So
the word not be named here, but if you've watched the show, of course, everyone knows what we're talking about then.
Exactly. Do you think that anyone is not going to be pleased about this portrayal?
Oh yeah.
I mean, was the internet going to be a buzz?
We're going to see another series of BuzzFeed articles about it.
Yeah, I think this could be something we could be talking about next week. It's sort of going back with the whole gay topic from a few episodes ago. So if that was going to bring out people, this definitely will.
Also, I think there's a little more traction here than there was in the article about possible homophobia.
Yeah, no, I agree because there was you're definitely going You're going very far with this here at the.
But I
around
would
the edge.
I would argue that it was better handled in this episode.
Well, this was certainly done more humorously than a lot of the sort of the central theme and the gay panic of the
Archer's high school buddy.
That wasn't like a centrally funny part of the story. It just sort of happened. And I don't think it was poorly done, and I don't think it was done in poor taste. But you're right that it's less of a funny thing than this is. I think there's a little bit more ground to stand on being offended by this episode. But
well, that's what I think too, because I think there's more going on. And it was very contentious.
Yeah, like I wouldn't
the sheer volume of events.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't hold it against someone for being offended at this. But that's also good comedy is going to offend someone.
Of course.
Touche. You know what doesn't offend anyone? Leaving a nice comment on the iTunes section.
And you know what does offend people, but brings me great joy? Yes. Leaving a mean comment.
I want to be offended.
In the iTunes section. Especially about Greg.
So you can do either. As a listener of the show, you can go in, you can say something nice and make me feel really good about myself, or you can do what John says and say something really mean, and I'll feel bad about myself for years.
Greg really holds that stuff in.
Oh my God. I will be talking about you in a expensive therapist's office when I am 40. I'll be like, that guy said that he didn't like my voice very much, and now I can't talk. Which is, I'll be writing all of this, of course, because I can't talk. The point is, though, you should be leaving us comments, because in a crazy world of likes and dislikes and comments and tracking on the internet, it helps us keep the lights on, basically.
That's right.
It does.
So
and
go in.
There's some big lights to keep on here.
Yeah, so many lights. Go in, talk about what you like, talk about what you don't like, and we might give you a shout-out on the air.
Word.
Word, word. Speaking of shout-outs, give me a second. The transition is coming. Archer is on the rebound in this episode.
Yeah.
We've seen him really head over heels for Katya and still very much in love with her. But now he is ready to go in and test the waters of love. It seems.
Well, he's ready to test the waters of a blowjob. I think
he's the stormy blowjob seas, as it were. He's willing to set sail. Okay. Yeah, I liked that we finally have Archer moving on and sort of back in his proper place. Because
back in his element, yes.
Immediately, yeah. That's exactly the right way to put it. He is back in his element. He is the sexy, cool spy. Maybe not the competent spy, but the sexy, cool spy that we've seen before, the womanizer, the guy who just can't resist an attractive woman. And while it's nice to see him fawn over Katya, I think that right off the bat in this episode, when he looks through that scope and his eyes go wide, and one eye is wider than the other because it's looking through a magnified scope, beautiful. I'm sold.
Well, and it was great too. And then her hair is like in the wind, and she's wearing that tight top,
and dem titties.
Yeah.
Why'd you have to go and ruin it?
Actually, I was gonna say I felt like Lana too. I was like, I think was it just me that was noticing she was wearing that
dem
showing
titties?
Off those, showing them off.
The correct phrasing, the politically correct way to put
this
it.
is
she was really showing off dem titties.
Dem titties. That's the PC way of doing it. Okay.
That's what Archer would say. Maybe. No, he wouldn't, because he's classier than you, John. He never mentioned it once. She implied it at the end when she was adjusting herself in the van. But
truck.
Did you truck? Van, truck, whatever. What are you, Krieger? Knock it off. What do you think? Did you guys think that she was gonna give in and they were gonna get together? Because I was on the fence.
No, because Archer had just been shot twice and lost a shitload of blood.
I'm talking about before that. I'm talking before that, right when that introduction first occurs, and he's being all sweet and willing to let them go.
No, because I'm usually. This show has set up the expectation that everyone else is in complete control except for Archer. Archer is the only person in this world who so gloriously lacks control over his own penis.
Agreed. Well said. Well said.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
didn't.
I wanted it to happen.
Wanted, yes.
Of course.
Believed
Wanted
it would, no.
Two different things, but yeah.
They make such a cute couple, though. Maybe it's because they're just forcing them together in a compact station wagon.
Right.
But they seem to hit it off. They had a lot in common. They were both beautiful looking. That's really all you need to get together.
You don't need
Remember,
anything else.
folks,
Just beauty.
anything can happen if you have something in common with someone and you're both really beautiful.
I was just going to say all you have to be is really beautiful. You don't have to have anything in common.
Yeah, that's also true.
Let's just
Well,
go
that's
with
something
that.
in common, though.
I guess you're just all, you're beautiful. That's all you have to have in common. Just have the surface people. Nothing
That's
else.
right.
That's all that matters in life.
What I was surprised is that we didn't really get to see Lana being jealous. Granted, she got taken out of the equation pretty early, but she was just more mad.
Well, there's a
than-
subtle little bit of jealousy to it, which is she keeps referring to her as haggard and an old white
That is
woman.
true.
So
That is true.
So we're thinking that Lana maybe isn't quite over. She never is.
No.
Exactly.
She never will be.
And I think that's part of the play off of them anyways, is the fact that she never will be.
Yeah.
And there's going to be kind of that
Will they, won't they?
Yes.
mentality.
until the very end. To the last episode.
And they won't.
And they
But
went off
I'll
and
save
get
it for
married.
predictions. I'll save it for predictions. but-
It's weird that Lana was making all those references, though, while Cyril is right in the room. Cyril is so resigned that it just looked, yeah, well, I guess she's still in love, and she's going to keep referring to all his now girlfriends as haggard, and whatever, I'm just Cyril. I'll go along with it. I got shot. That's fine. No biggie.
Well, the other thing about Cyril getting shot, what happens when you get shot with a Kevlar vest on,
What does happen?
it breaks your ribs. It's still, the force is still enough to break your ribs.
Okay.
So, like, he wouldn't be sitting up in a chair. He'd be like,
No.
he'd be in a hospital, getting put in a body cast, because his ribs would all be broken.
So you're saying that there's logical fallacies in this
know.
animated cartoon
They-
about international
Oh,
spies?
man, you should have seen me when I saw Snakes on a Plane. You know, there's like, that whole movie's like ridiculous and ludicrous, but the last thing you see is the guy he's trying to keep safe gets off the plane, gets shot, and then pops right back up because he was wearing a vest. And I'm like, dude, you were like, no problem with the snakes, no problem with anything.
Yeah, of course. Nothing
except
else
him-
with that.
Except him getting shot at the end and popping right back up. It's like, no, that dude's got like 4 broken ribs, man.
You also don't have a problem with Archer being operated on by a unlicensed vet
Nope.
who was drunk.
That was
Well, no, he wasn't drunk yet. He had just had enough beer or enough tequila to subdue his DTs.
What did they call him? Because you
DT
had it written
McShaky
down?
hands.
DT
The
McShaky
DTs,
hands.
for those
like-
of you who don't know, they are a symptom of chronic alcohol abuse, where your body shakes violently and uncontrollably until you get that requisite amount of alcohol in it. It shut down shooting on Monty Python and the Holy Grail for several days.
on account of.
Graham Chapman's alcoholism.
I thought the rabbit was the alcoholic.
Well, the rabbit was also alcoholic. But they like needed him to be shaking.
It was good. It looked better on film.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, insider Hollywood tip. If you ever need a rabbit to look real on film, they
Pick
just
an
don't-
alcoholic
Yeah.
one.
That's right.
You got to get it really, really drunk
Come
for
on.
about a year beforehand. And then you cut him off and let him loose on the set. And then it looks like real.
Right.
Speaking of doing evil things, I'm never going to find a better transition than just speaking of. Doing that to a rabbit would be evil. Locking it in a cage and force feeding it alcohol for a year and then depriving it and filming it would be evil.
Or awesome art.
Right. Very artistic.
Well,
or it'd be
then,
awesome for me.
Well,
Lock
then-
me in a cage and
by
feed me alcohol
that,
for a year.
actually, yeah, that doesn't sound so bad after all.
Let's get a cage, guys.
We're taking a Kickstarter campaign for a cage.
A
And some
cage and a
Jameson.
year's
Supply
a year
of-
supply of Jameson.
We can get
Ooh,
that sponsored,
yeah,
right?
I think that's great.
Jameson, talk to us.
If doing that is art, then is Mallory performing art? Because she's getting increasingly evil as these episodes go on.
Yeah, she.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's an artist.
To sort of recap what we're talking about here, Mallory sends in the ISIS team with the intent of stopping
the alleged intent of stopping these people.
Intent
Now we're
of stopping these
legal here.
coyotes from bringing people across the border illegally, which, depending on your political affiliations, is either a good thing or a bad thing. So it's sort of a weird middle ground to begin with anyways. But then, by the end of the episode, we learn there's been a crisscross. And it turns out Mallory just sent in the ISIS team to run distraction, so the real convoy of coyotes and their human cargo can make it across the border. And she did it all for some sweet office redecorating pesos.
Yes.
What a jerk.
Yeah, she's got to get some new carpet in the office.
Some white carpet.
So now we've had like 3 episodes in a row where Mallory is strictly doing things for the paycheck. She doesn't care
Or for
about
herself, just for herself.
Yeah, to get a table at
Yeah,
a nice restaurant.
The restaurant says she is doing whatever she can to make that distraction just so she can get a table.
So we've had it, but we've had this before. Literally the exact same thing, where she calls in a bomb threat on the Excelsior to get a seat and beat out that Trudy Beekman. But now her level.
Trudy Beekman.
I know. We don't hear enough about Trudy Beekman anymore. Did she kill her? Probably.
She framed her for murder, right?
I hope not. Trudy
yeah.
Beekman needs to come back.
We never actually saw her, but she needs to start being mentioned.
She needs to be
again.
mentioned again, is what I meant. Yes.
Point being, Mallory is just doing stuff for the sweet paycheck now and really has no consideration for like doing anything good per se. It's not for the homeland.
No.
It's not for
the betterment
of. It's
society.
not even for ISIS anymore. It's just so she can get money to redecorate her office. So is Mallory now a bad? She was never a good person, but is she now an evil character on the show?
I wouldn't go that far of saying she's evil. I would say she's just being very self-absorbed. This season, very selfish, and now it's all becoming all about her. The carpet, the redecorating, the getting the table at the restaurant, and now it's kind of away from what she had started this for. The company, the spy,
to spy on people.
Because their agents are starting to call her out on it, and it's getting sort of louder and more uncomfortable as the season goes on. So I'm wondering, in this episode, you didn't really get to see it play out too much because Archer's completely removed from the equation. But I'm wondering if there's going to be a point, and this is for prediction, I know, but I would have to wonder if there's going to be a point later on down the line where the agents are...
Save it for predictions.
All right, fine. I'm just saying. I'm implying it, John.
Right, this is America.
We don't say it, we just imply
it. That's right.
Also, she was very quick to point out, or to ask herself the question, why don't I just tear gas all of you? Krieger was very quick to respond.
Great. Yeah,
just
it makes
say
me
the
want
word.
to pump nerve gas through the vents. That was great.
I think I might have left out an important part. Mallory kills a guy in this episode. She murders Bilbo Baggins.
Well, she
the IT
slapped
guy.
him so hard that he died.
Right. But no, seriously, I'm dying. Which, I have to point it out, it means that they aired these episodes out of their original order. Because a couple of episodes, there was a reference where Krieger's saying, I don't know how to work all this stuff. It was that guy that you killed. And we were like, wait, what? I don't know. Who did she kill? Turns out, she killed Bilbo Baggins over there, Mr. IT Master, drinking Subway meatball subs through a straw.
Is there one ring to rule them all? Remember when
he asked sarcastically? Yes, I do
awesome.
remember. So we'll never have... The show is going to be severely lacking Lord of the Rings puns.
Now we won't have any resolution.
I don't think I have any reason to watch anymore.
And that makes Mallory the most evil person of all.
Yeah. She is our Saruman.
She's going to turn into a giant eye that hovers over ISIS headquarters. That's, I think, where we're going.
Yep.
For the season. That's the arc
and
of the
then
season.
And then in a prequel series, she will be portrayed by Benedict Cumberbatch.
Okay.
I'm a nerd.
You are a nerd.
You are.
You're the worst. You know who's not a nerd? people who go out and see this new movie that's coming out, Serial Buddies.
Comes out tomorrow, yes.
That's right.
It comes out tomorrow. You got to look it up. Serial Buddies.
Yes.
If you haven't done so already, go on to YouTube, watch the trailer, leave a comment, give it a thumbs up, and you can check out and see where it's going to be screening. Some good people here at AfterBuzz worked on it. It's very funny. Me and John, I can't speak to you, Scott, but me and John got a little bit of a sneak peek at it.
Oh, well, look at you,
back
all
in
fancy schmancy.
Very Hollywood, as it were. And it's a funny
Apparently
flick.
not.
It's a funny movie. So go check it out. Look at the trailer.
Yep.
And if you're around the California area,
I know it's in Burbank tomorrow.
yeah,
That's right.
check out the screenings, yo.
Burbank 8.
Burbank 8.
Well, we just dropped some special knowledge on you in that totally not commercial that we just did. We're going to drop some more special knowledge on you right now in this special segment. So as it turns out, Deadline has given us some sweet new info on one Miss
Deadline.
Aisha Tyler.
Gotta love her too.
Now, we've gone over this before. There are certain questions that everyone always asks whenever they're doing an interview with the cast. They're like, do you get to improv in the booth? And every time it's, no, not really. We just get to follow along the script, and Adam's a genius, but we don't get to improv. Now, Miss Tyler is going to get her opportunity to improv in front of the whole darn nation because she is going to be the new host of the newly revived Whose Line Is It Anyway?
That's right.
Yes, very exciting news.
Used to be on ABC, now going to be on the CW. Shoes once filled by Drew Carey. She has some big shoes to fill, and even bigger suits.
Yes.
Boom.
Damn.
Literally.
He lost like 1,000 pounds, though.
Yeah, he's looking good.
Yeah.
He's looking real good. Not as good as Aisha Tyler's going to look. But now she's going to get to show off her improv skills. And I say good for her because I'm sure she's got some good improv chops.
I agree, and I think they need somebody like her with all those guys and Whose Line Is It Anyway. So they're bringing back a lot of the same crew and a lot of the same people. So I think it's going to be great. And it's a perfect summer show. So I'm very excited
I
to
would
see
check
her.
it out, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look into it.
Yeah, definitely. This summer.
With that,
At a TV near you.
we're going to finally break into the section that John was berating me not to break into earlier.
Because you were being a dick about it.
We got to predict
Too
something,
soon.
guys.
Too soon. It was
Say
too
it.
soon.
Oh, no way. We got spooky theremin music.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Soothes my heart. Like heroin through my veins, that theremin music. Week
Still
after
scares
week.
me.
Predict
Still scares
something.
me.
I predict that Archer is going to rebel against his mother. I think that's what we're leading down to for the end of this season. We've seen Mallory grow increasingly power mad. She's going to do something unspeakable in favor of getting new carpet, non-cat puke green carpet. And he's finally going to take a stand and say, no, Mom, you're evil. And he's probably going to get his hand cut off while doing it.
All right.
Wow.
Interesting.
Well done.
Predict something.
I want to predict that we're going to hear about Trudy Beekman again because now I miss hearing about her. So, you know what? Bring her back.
That
I want to
doesn't
hear
work.
her. I want to hear her.
We've shouted to the comedy gods of things that we want to happen. in this
So it's predicting it now that it's going to happen.
Okay.
I'm calling it now, people. I'm calling it now.
Predict something. I think they're gonna, because they've sort of danced around it a little bit. I think they might have to deal with some Islamic extremists in the near future.
Ooh, a whole
Also,
year.
You're going to go there now.
Well, because we've got what? Well, let's look at what we've got. They've referenced it in this episode. They went to Kazakhstan or Turkmenistan or whatever, and Argo just won Best Picture.
So Adam Reeves like,
So now,
oh,
there we
guys,
go.
Argo just won Best Picture. We got to rewrite the season finale of Archer.
That's right.
What are you talking about? No, don't you get it? Like racism, hatred towards the Middle East. It's
Gotta
like
be
relevant.
implied. It's got to be implied.
Oh, I also just want to point out that he was spooning a Barrett 50 cal and it could kill a building earlier in this episode. I have shot a Barrett 50 caliber rifle.
Oh, here we go again.
All right.
It's the best thing in the world.
I think you just like it because it's named after you.
Yeah, that's
I
also
mean,
the
you're
only
named
reason,
after
That's the only reason why you like it. Let's
That's
be
true.
honest here.
That is true.
Your narcissism knows no bounds, John.
That's me.
God, I love my silky smooth velvet voice.
So, be sure to check us out.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be signing off now.
Yes, we are.
Yeah,
thanks for listening, everybody. I'm Greg Goodness. You can find me on the Twitters at Generic Maverick.
You can find me on the Twitters at @JDuganBarrett and performing live at Second City this Sunday, March 17th at 5:30. Next Sunday, March 17th at 5:30. And I believe Sunday, April 7th at 5.
Oh, look at you. And I'm Scott Moore, and you can find me on the Twitters at sman80.
Check it. Check in next week. Same bat time. Same bat channel.
That's what I was waiting for.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.